We're here with Grandmaster Michael Adams, 8 times British champion, very kindly come to show his game against Grandmaster Nigel Davies. And the game started off as a London system. Were you expecting the London system in your...
No.
Okay.
He said he last played it in 1982, so it was super easy to predict.
Yeah.
And okay, I tried to action things up a bit, and then he played this move h4, which was very good actually. Because maybe I had some ideas for g5 in some positions, if to queen g4, for instance.
Yeah.
Actually, now I couldn't find anything on that at all.
Because I think we had a quick look.
I think it was the castle king. So
With
I don't know. How can I castle queen? So what do you want to play?
We had a quick look, and it was actually one of the theoretical moves, h4.
Yeah, I mean, he played it. It was obviously his. I think it was close to his preparation at least. If okay, I mean, I don't know what I did. Maybe it didn't lose immediately. I don't. That's good. I mean, I don't know. Queen b6 out. b1. Well, okay. Now I started taking castles. Great. I mean, queen h5 is quite a serious threat. So, I mean, I have to take on e5 at some stage. I think f6, just queen h5.
Yeah, this f5 move looked like quite a strong move, didn't it?
Well, at least it means I'm probably not going to get mated. Because the f6, rook f6, I think is okay. But I think positionally is not particularly good for black. Because the knight could maybe go to d4 or ideas of bishop g5. I think probably is good for white, but I'm not sure. I mean, knight b3 seemed a little bit...
Won't we get enough?
Yeah, knight f3, I'd probably do the same, knight c5.
Are you just going to play knight to e4? Is that your
I'm
plan?
going to play knight c5, bishop d7, and yeah, maybe knight e4. I mean, the pawn on h4 actually is a bit annoying for him now, but I mean, probably knight f3 is maybe better, but he obviously didn't like the knight coming into e4. I don't, knight b3 I felt wasn't so great. c5, I mean, I don't know if he had to take, he has lots of other moves. He could play bishop e3, for instance, instead of takes, or bishop g5 also. Certainly is I mean, taking on c5, it was a bit...
Right.
Yeah, it's okay. You can do
But
it.
would you, if he had played bishop e3, would you have taken his bishop or just keep the tension?
Well, takes queen c7, at least I hit the pawn, but I don't really like it. I was thinking to play bishop d7.
Yeah, because
Then I'm still pinned, of course.
just you can move the bishop.
He can castle. Maybe I can play bishop b5. I really wanted to get rid of this last quick bishop if I could.
Okay.
Maybe it's not so bad, but I still didn't like it very much. I mean, in the game you went knight c5.
Do you think you were actually worse here?
Well,
This pawn seems a little bit misplaced.
yeah, I don't know. I think white is slightly better at least, but anyway, I don't know. I mean, also maybe you could go b4 here, because I don't think I can take on f2. I have to go bishop e7 back, which didn't look... I think king e2. I just think my bishop is stuck. So just queen f1, it's going to be a piece. So I probably have to play bishop e7, which I wasn't wild about. But okay, I mean, castles already I felt that she was kind of... Or queen e2, yeah, bishop. I mean, I felt that he really lost the momentum now. Bishop d7, castles are now a6, and I'm changing the bishop. Okay, now black is sliding comfortably. Of course, it's quite cool. Anyway, so I played some normal moves.
It felt like in this position you had pretty much all the breaks, and he didn't really have that much he could do.
I had a good spell here, and then I had a bad spell later on. I knew the time control. So, I mean, I was doing okay here. A little bit kind of logical moves. I mean, yeah, I'm probably this... I think he went a3. Maybe this queen b7. I don't know if that was right. I mean, I thought bishop e3, I thought actually he couldn't do. I thought I could take and play f4, but I'm not really sure if that's true, if he takes it. I didn't really see any follow-up. Rook d4. Okay, now the g-file. I mean, I gave him pawn, but then if I don't do this, then it starts to become a bit tenuous. But maybe after bishop e3, I should go rook c7 and try and push.
I think
Bishop e7, it was kind of just trying to keep more options, but I didn't really have many ideas.
when you go for this a5 b4 break, Was that your main plan to play
Well,
this?
I mean, I don't really have much for another plan. I was hoping at some moment I might be able to play h6, h5, queen f7 or something, but I could never really make it work. I mean, the problem is bishop on d4 is very strong, and sometimes you can play moves like a4. It's not so straightforward.
Because I think we thought you might have to. In fact, you did play that. We thought you might have to trade off the dark square bishop.
Well, at some stage I'd probably have to. f4 is actually a good move.
Can you go G1, G4?
Yeah, well, okay, that's the problem. Actually, after he goes f4, I started to realise that this could be a problem. And that was why I went bishop c5. But okay, now it's not really anything. It's just his rook is on d4. And okay, I just found this one last trick. Yeah, just after the time. It's really very little happening.
Still
I
feel.
mean, I think even h5 now, don't really see how it would ever do anything, for instance. Because I don't think, just don't have any pawn breaks. Just don't think there is any way to get anywhere. Because I mean, he could just defend b2 twice and dead, actually. I don't see any.
Could you play with king h7 and try to prepare g6?
Well, but is it really so good for me? It might also be good for him as well, sometimes. You can also put pieces in the h file. I did think that it could be possible to lose this position with black, actually, if you kind of went a bit too crazy. But okay, I mean, he didn't feel the need to do this, which was okay, but I mean, okay, I think he can go g4, but he obviously didn't want to make any aggressive moves. I mean, maybe queen f2. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because actually after this takes in g5, it is a little bit tricky. It's obvious because if he takes everything, then I have king g7, king g6. Because this is strange because actually now it takes.
This feels like a losing move, h5, doesn't it?
Well, I'm not sure if it's losing at all, but I mean, with the rook is probably bad. But one of the things that's interesting is if he just waits now. Say he plays a4.
Can you not just bring your king to c5?
Okay, so I bring my king to c5.
What do you want to play for
Yeah,
white?
so it's a white just passing. So he goes with rook f3, rook f2. That's a
Okay.
king d7. So I bring the king to c5. Yeah, that's clear. So I don't know. Maybe.
It looks.
Well, maybe go rook d2. Yeah, okay. Then yeah, or say rook g4, rook f2.
Okay.
This is kind of position we get, and then
You also got this option if you want.
okay. Well, say king h3. Give one king.
Okay. Okay. You also get a square.
Yeah, rook g1 and then king f2. King h2 then. So
So
rook g4, rook f1. So
you want to have this position.
play this position.
I mean,
Like,
black.
okay, d4 is only move, and
But even if you play another move, what does white play?
you go rook f2
And if rook g1, you couldn't just attack it.
in h2. I mean, I can go rook a1, but then he would always have rook g2 and rook g6. At some moment, I'll have to give up these pawns on e6 and h6. And then it's not so straightforward. d4 is obvious, yeah. And he takes. Okay, I don't have to take, and then rook d1, let's say. This is what I was thinking about. Because once he takes on e6 and h6, it's hanging, isn't that so obvious? I mean, it may be written in black, but it's not so obvious at all how you do it. Because I also don't really have any moves. It's odd to run him out of moves. And so I'm not even sure I can take the pawn on h5 anyway, because if I go rook h4, king g3, rook h5, and he keeps the rook on the first rank, my rook never gets out.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that it's. I mean, obviously his b3 was kind of a panic, but I think he thought he was just lost. But I'm not sure it's so straightforward if he just waits like this.
Feels like it should be winning for black.
Yeah, maybe.
So if it takes you want to play rook d1,
One, yeah.
so king
King
e4.
d6.
So king f4 presumably.
Rook e6. Maybe rook G3, maybe and rook B3 is possible. Still, wasn't
The king.
it? G3, take on H6. I mean, white will also have some useful pawns. It's not
Check again.
check, maybe. You know, it takes rook A6. He's taking another pawn. There's two York's pawns. Maybe. Maybe a turn with C3. C3.
Yeah, there might have been something clearer a bit earlier on.
Yeah, but it's not super easy, at least, because I think at least if you play this with white, I have to work it all out with not so much time on the clock. It's not so straightforward, at least.
Maybe rook b7.
B7, maybe. Yeah, B7 could be enough. Yeah.
So he sort of made it a bit easy for you, I think, by... Did
Well,
he,
just playing B3 is kind of obvious. I mean, okay. I mean, what's strange is the king of pawn ending is just hopelessly...
Yeah.
I think he thought he would put the king on E3, but of course it doesn't really help. You know? I mean, this is... Okay. I mean, maybe he could at least go king E2, king D1, run with the king to B1, but okay. We need C4 or B4, there was upset.
Yeah, it was quite interesting how the king of pawn ending was just completely lost for him. If you played rook g2.
Yeah.
Where was it? Yeah. Because you've always got this pawn sack d4, haven't you, if you need it. Presumably you just play like this.
Yeah, I mean, the king just comes to C6. I mean, probably has to play A4 anyway, but even if he doesn't play, the rook can probably play as well.
Yeah, okay, and then it's just hopeless for
Yeah,
white.
I mean, even if there's this position with black to move, I can just play D4 here. It's
Yeah.
takes and king D4, it just doesn't. It's yeah, this pawn on F4 is so weak. It can't defend this pawn in these circumstances.
So that was a good win. Gets you, looks like
Well,
board one's a draw, so
it
you
was a very lucky win, but